My girlfriend said, "You're too poor for me." I replied, "Watch me get rich without you." Then I blocked her, built my business, moved on, and I smiled when she saw my success story with someone better. Hey Reddit, you're too poor for me. I can't do this anymore. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I stood there in the doorway of our apartment. Her apartment, really, since she'd made sure to remind me whose name was on the lease, and watched Monica cross her arms, her face twisted in disgust. What? You heard me. I'm 28 years old. I want nice things. Vacations. A man who can actually afford to take me somewhere other than Olive Garden. She gestured around the modest living room. This isn't what I signed up for. I'm 32. We'd been together for 3 years. I thought we were building something. I'm working on the business, I said, keeping my voice steady. You know that. It takes time too. Time. She laughed, sharp and cruel. It's been 2 years of you sitting at that laptop, talking about just one more month until things take off. Meanwhile, Vanessa's boyfriend just bought her a new car. A new car. So this is about Vanessa? This is about you being a loser. She said it so casually, like she was commenting on the weather. My friends ask what you do, and I have to make excuses. I'm tired of it. My chest tightened. Part of me wanted to argue, to defend myself, to list every sacrifice I'd made trying to build something real. The other part, the part that was already doing the math, knew exactly what I needed to do. Okay, I said. She blinked. Okay. Watch me get rich without you. I pulled out my phone and blocked her number right there. Then her social media. All of it. She was still talking, saying something about me being dramatic, but I wasn't listening anymore. I grabbed my laptop bag, the duffel with my clothes, and walked out. I didn't have much to pack anyway. The first month was brutal. I crashed on my buddy Trevor's couch and poured every waking hour into my web development business. Monica had always complained about the time I spent working, but she'd never understood what I was actually building. Custom database solutions for small businesses. Nothing glamorous. But the clients I had were starting to refer others. I just needed to scale. You good, man? Trevor asked one night, finding me still at the laptop at 2 a.m. Yeah, just finishing a project. You know you can stay as long as you need, right? I nodded. Trevor was a real one. He'd watched the whole relationship crumble and never once said I told you so, even though he'd warned me about Monica's spending habits from the start. By month 2, I'd signed 3 new clients. By month 3, I'd hired a contractor to help with overflow work. The money wasn't crazy yet, but it was steady, growing. I didn't date, didn't even think about it. Every rejection from Monica's final days played on repeat in my head, but I used it. Fuel. Every time I wanted to slack off or sleep in, I heard her voice. You're too poor for me. Fine. Watch this. 6 months after the breakup, I ran into Vanessa at a coffee shop. Monica's best friend. The one with the boyfriend who'd bought her the car. Oh my God, hey. She did that fake excited thing people do when they're uncomfortable. How are you? Good. You? Great. Yeah, great. She clutched her latte like a shield. So, Monica mentioned you guys. We broke up, right? Yeah, she said. Vanessa shifted her weight. She's seeing someone new. Brandon. He's in finance. Good for her. The lie detector test determined that was a lie. It stung. Of course it did. But I kept my face neutral. You're doing well, though? Vanessa asked, eyeing my new jacket. I'd finally bought myself something decent after landing a major contract. Getting there. She nodded slowly, and I could see her doing the calculation, comparing notes with whatever Monica had told her. I wondered if Monica had painted me as the bitter ex, still struggling, still failing. Well, good to see you, Vanessa said, already backing toward the door. I returned to my laptop. Another proposal to write. Another client to impress. I didn't have time for closure. I had work to do. At the 1-year mark, I hired my first full-time employee. Not a contractor, an actual person with benefits and everything. My business had grown beyond anything I'd imagined back in Monica's apartment. We were handling projects for mid-sized companies now. Real money. I moved into my own place. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. 2 bedrooms, downtown, walkable to everything. And I met Caroline. She was a project manager for one of my clients. Sharp, funny, driven. We grabbed coffee after a meeting to discuss scope creep on their account, and 3 hours later, we were still talking. Not about work. About everything else. So you built this whole company yourself? She asked. More or less. Had a lot of help along the way. That's impressive. I shrugged. Had good motivation. She tilted her head, curious but not pushing. I liked that about her. She didn't pry. Didn't need to know every detail of my past to decide if I was worth her time. We started dating slowly. No rush. No pressure. Caroline had her own career, her own life. She wasn't looking for someone to bankroll her dreams. She was building her own. It felt easy, different. By month 18, my revenue had tripled. I expanded the team to 6 people. We moved into actual office space. Small, but legitimate. The kind of place where I could bring clients without feeling embarrassed. Trevor came by for the office warming. Damn, dude. Look at you. Couldn't have done it without that couch. Yeah, you could have. You just needed to get away from that toxic situation. He handed me a beer. Monica really did you a favor, honestly. Maybe. Or maybe I would have gotten here eventually anyway. Hard to say. What I did know, I hadn't thought about her in weeks. The 2-year mark brought a conference. Tech and Business Development, downtown at the convention center. I'd been invited to speak on a panel about scaling service-based businesses. Me, speaking, to a room full of people who actually wanted to hear what I had to say. Caroline came with me. We'd been together for almost a year at that point, and she wanted to see me present. I was backstage, reviewing my notes, when I saw her. Monica. She was there with Brandon, presumably. Tall guy, expensive suit, the kind of polished look that screamed finance bro. They were standing near the registration tables, and she was laughing at something he said. My stomach dropped. You okay? Caroline touched my arm. Yeah, just someone I used to know. Caroline followed my gaze, then looked back at me. She didn't ask. Didn't need to. She just squeezed my hand. You're about to kill it up there, she said. Don't let anything distract you. She was right. I went on stage. Talked about the early days of the business, the challenges of scaling, the importance of saying no to clients who didn't respect your worth. The audience laughed in the right places. Asked good questions. Several people came up afterward to exchange cards. One of them was a venture capital guy who wanted to talk about potential partnerships. I was riding high when we left the conference hall, and that's when I nearly collided with Monica. Oh my God, she froze. Brandon was on his phone a few feet away, oblivious. Hey, I said. I didn't know you'd be here. I saw your name on the panel, but I thought maybe it was someone else with the same. She stopped herself. You spoke? That was you. Yeah. She looked different. Thinner, maybe. Or just tired. The polish was still there. Designer bag. Perfect hair. But something in her eyes had dimmed. You look great, she said quickly. Really great. Business is good. Very. Caroline appeared at my side, sliding her arm through mine. Ready to head to dinner? Monica's eyes flicked to Caroline, then back to me. I watched the realization dawn. The comparison happening in real time. Monica, this is Caroline. Caroline, Monica. Nice to meet you, Caroline said warmly. Genuinely. She had no reason to be anything else. You too. Monica's smile was plastic. Well, I should. Brandon's waiting. It was good to see you. You too. She walked away, and I felt Caroline studying me. Ex? She asked. Yeah. The one who told you that you'd never make it. I told Caroline the story one night, months ago. The short version. She'd listened without judgment, then kissed me and said something about their loss being her gain. That's the one. Caroline grinned. Well, damn. Did you see her face when she saw us? That was better than any revenge fantasy. I laughed. She wasn't wrong. Dinner that night was at a steakhouse downtown. The kind of place Monica would have loved. Expensive, exclusive, the kind of spot where you needed a reservation weeks in advance. Thank you for coming with me today, I said, cutting into my ribeye. Are you kidding? I got to see my boyfriend be a total rock star in front of hundreds of people. That was amazing. I was nervous. You didn't show it. I smiled. Good. Caroline reached across the table and took my hand. I'm proud of you. You know that, right? Not just for the business stuff. For everything. I squeezed her hand back. The truth was, I hadn't set out to get revenge on Monica. I just wanted to prove something to myself. That I wasn't the failure she'd made me feel like. That I was capable of building something real. But seeing her face today, seeing the recognition that I'd done exactly what I said I'd do, yeah, that felt pretty damn good. 3 months later, Trevor sent me a screenshot. Monica had posted something on social media. A vague quote about knowing your worth and not settling. The comments were full of her friends offering support for some unnamed drama. Looks like finance boy didn't work out, Trevor texted. I stared at the screenshot for a minute, then deleted the message. I didn't need to know. Didn't need to keep tabs. That chapter was closed. Caroline and I had just signed a lease on a place together. My business was on track to hit 7 figures in revenue by year-end. I was traveling for work, speaking at conferences, building relationships with people I'd only dreamed of connecting with a few years ago. Life was good, better than good. That night, Caroline and I were unpacking boxes in our new living room when she held up a photo she'd found in one of my things. Me and Trevor from years ago, standing in front of his apartment building. Is this from when you were staying with him? Yeah, right after the breakup. She studied the photo. You look so serious here. I was angry. Determined. And now, I thought about it. About everything that had happened. The late nights. The rejections. The slow, grinding work of building something from nothing. The moment Monica's words stopped being a wound and started being a reminder of what I'd overcome. Now I'm just happy. Caroline set the photo down and kissed me. Good. You deserve it. I pulled her close, looking around our apartment, and felt something settle in my chest. Peace, maybe. Or just the quiet satisfaction of knowing I'd done it. Not for Monica. Not even despite her. For me. And that, more than any revenge fantasy, more than any social media post or awkward run-in at a conference, was the real victory. I'd built a life I was proud of, with someone who valued me for who I was, not what I could buy her. Monica could keep her finance bros and her designer bags and her superficial metrics of success. I had everything I needed right here.